everybody, and welcome back. Today we are going to talk about should you let them go and why. So why should you let them go or why shouldn't you? Just depending on your situation. It seems to be like a recurring theme in every single person that I know's life. Was that grammatically correct? Anyways, about releasing old connections or fighting for connections that should be in their life. So here are these spreads, and it's really hard to see. I'm going to zoom up on them, but this all here is 1, this here is 2, this is 3, this is 4. Wow, 4 is a mess. Okay. I'm just going to scan over it. And you pick the one that resonates with you, and then click your timestamp in the description box below, and we will get started. For those of you who picked group number 1, basically what I've done here is I'm put my spread on an index card. We're gonna look at your energy and their energy. Now, I was not too specific when I pulled these 2 cards, so just one represents somebody and the other represents somebody. We're also gonna look at a definitive yes or no answer and a little bit of advice to go with that. We're gonna look at a whole entire overview of the relationship, advice, just general things to know could have come out in those. And then also we have what's it going to look like if you stay in this connection, and what's it going to look like if you leave this connection. So here we go. So we have 2 of coins, and we have temptation representing the 2 energies in this connection. With 2 of coins, we have somebody in this connection that's really trying to balance their life out. It could be balance this person and them, the relationship and them, a career. It could be an internal struggle, but someone is really they're feeling like they're just juggling quite a few things, and they're handling it okay, but that's just kind of like where their energy is in terms of this relationship. Now, with this temptation card, it can mean several things. It could mean that someone is facing temptation, the temptation to cheat or to leave or to fantasize about something else. It can also mean that someone in this connection is very controlling. It could indicate sensual desires. It can also represent obsession. So one person in this connection is definitely obsessing over what is happening. And then we have this other person who honestly, I'm getting the feeling, is not putting too much thought into the connection right now because they have a lot of other stuff going on. So the rest of this reading is going to be very telling because I would assume if you're watching the tarot video, you would err on this side, and not necessarily obsessive as in creepy. I don't know, maybe some of y'all are freaks, but I think more than anything, it's just you want so badly to figure out what in the fuck is happening that it's consuming a lot of your thoughts. So, or something else is consuming this person's thoughts, depending on whose energy this belongs to. It could be that they're too busy focusing on something else. That could also be indicated in this card here too. So let's just continue on with the reading. Now, okay, so should you let this person go? We have no. Let's look into it. Think about how this can serve others and ask yourself who this will hurt. Okay, so let me just take a second and get my bearings here and figure out what exactly that means. Because the question was, should you let this connection go? So it's making me feel like maybe you're the one balancing all of this, and maybe you don't really have the time for the relationship, or you don't want to put forth the effort, but it's saying not to let this go. Let's look into the overview here. We have Daughter of Pentacles, Ace of Cups. Oh my God, and we have 9 of Pentacles. And I also pulled a oracle card from the Lover's Path. Okay, the Pearl Threaded. So this is definitely a higher soulmate connection. Actually, you know what? I don't want to say that. I feel like that's wrong. I feel like it's fated. You guys were meant to meet. It honestly could be karmic, but it's necessary. If it's not a soulmate connection, then it's a karmic relationship that's necessary to be able to prep you for the next phase in your life. So because Ace of Cups essentially means, you know, your cup runneth over. It could also mean just new opportunities. Daughter of Pentacles is a really supportive, is that right? Yeah. Daughter of Pentacles is a really supportive character in the way of tarot cards. Very kind, very gentle, very supportive, which would be helpful for whoever is doing all of this juggling and balancing work. I feel like if this is you, you got to get out of your head about it a little bit. You have to understand that you do want this, otherwise this wouldn't be showing up in the cards. Now, if this is the other person, I think that you would be a good match for them in being able to help them balance and juggle it, because you're kind and understanding and you can support them. And Nine of Pentacles is just like this really happy and healthy home. And again, whoever is feeling this energy, whether it be them or you, could be struggling with, is this what I really want? And I think it is. Basically, what I'm saying is all of the ingredients are here. It's just a matter of figuring this shit out. It is fated to happen. That doesn't necessarily mean it's going to happen either way, because we all have free will, but you guys were brought to each other for a reason. And I think that whoever this person is knows it. And so it's really weighing on them to figure out this connection and figure out how you're going to make it work. Now, I did pull 2 other cards, what's going to happen if you leave and what's going to happen if you stay. And if you leave, we have, okay, 2 of Wands, which essentially means if you were to leave, it would be with a certain amount of sadness. And I think that see, this makes me feel like it might be you, because we have 2 of Coins, or 2 of Coins, Pentacles, whatever, and then we have 2 of Wands. So this card essentially represents someone whose path is carved for them. They know where they want to go, but they have to leave something behind that they don't want to, which with this card coming out makes me feel like if this person chooses to go the route of focusing on a career or focusing on someone else or something else, it's going to come with a certain amount of sadness. However, honestly, this person's going to be fine either way. It's not like they don't want to be with the other person. It's just that life is giving them so many opportunities and they're not sure exactly where they should turn their attention to. Okay, so then what happens if you stay? 7 of Pentacles, which is really all about like a period of contemplation. So that really kind of clarifies everything else. I think if you decide to stay with this person and you don't give up on them, it is going to take a little bit of patience, especially if they are this person. And if it's you and you are the one that's like, okay, like, do I want to, stay in this? It's going to take a lot of thinking for you, because you can have it all. Like, you don't have to pick between this or that, and neither does this other person if it happens to be them. But it's a matter of rearranging priorities and sitting down and figuring out that you want to put the work in. And think about how this can serve others. Makes me feel like there's a bigger purpose to this relationship. And also it could be asking, whoever is this 2 of Coins or you, to assess how either your patience can help this other person, or how you sticking by this person, if it's them, how them sticking by you is going to help you. Oh, I feel like that was just so fucking convoluted, but I really hope you could follow a little bit. And then ask yourself who this will hurt if you guys were to leave each other and not stay together. It's gonna cause pain if you do. And again, it's kind of fated. There's a story to be told here. How far you want to go with that story is up to you. But if you came to this video wondering, can I trust them? Are they gonna leave me? If you are not this 2 of Coins, it's possible that they are toying with the idea that maybe this relationship isn't what's serving them best. And honest to God, I would have that conversation with them, because if you don't, it leaves the door open for them to maybe think that they're making the right choice in not being with you. But if you allow them that space and that patience to understand that they can, maybe you, especially if you are this person and you kind of are like up their ass a lot, that's not doing you any favors. You kind of need to stand back and let this person sort out their priorities and just be there for them. Don't allow yourself to get pushed to the back burner, but do understand that to a certain extent, this person has a lot going on and they need their space. That is all that I have for you guys today. If this did not resonate with you at all, please feel free to pick another number. But as always, thank you so much for joining, and it was a pleasure to read your... Okay, so group number 2, just a quick rundown. What we're going to do is take a look at their energy and your energy. Yes, no, overview, what happens if you leave, what happens if you stay. I wasn't really specific about pulling the them and you card, so if it resonates the other way around, just flip it backwards or what have you. But here we go. So for the energies, we have fertility and we have justice. And again, I did pull this as them and this as you, but you can switch it if it makes more sense that way. What's interesting here is you both have major arcana trump cards as the energy flowing through here. So I do feel like it's a strong connection. With them having fertility as their energy, this person really could see a future with you, but almost in like a little bit of a controlling way. Not that that's necessarily a bad thing. Like maybe you like to get with your partner and you like them to fucking do the thing, but it's authority. Let's put it that way. There's a lot of authority in this person. This is all about having confident patience. So it makes me feel like you may have clicked on this video because you're not sure where things stand. So do know that they can see a future with you, but I think that you, in this trying to figure out what is happening, it's sort of become bigger than it needs to be. And this card sort of asks you to pull back and have a detached viewpoint. So we are going to look at the definitive answer, and we have no. So don't give up on this connection. And then we have, look, this will require much patience. Can I talk? This will require much patience and self-discipline. Watch for strong signs to appear before you proceed. Ask yourself who this will help, and it is time to surrender. Now, if I would have read that with yes, I would have felt like, okay, you really need to fucking let this go. But I feel like it's asking you to surrender your need for control, because I don't think that you have any patience and self-discipline when it comes to love. And I'm not saying that in a negative way. I think you just know what you want and you're waiting for it. But this is the justice card. So you will have that justice. You will get to this point where they start to open up to you. Maybe this is a new relationship. Or maybe it's just been a while. Ask yourself who this will help. If that resonates with you, take it how it resonates with you. Watch for strong signs to appear before you proceed. Yeah, I feel like you are gonna need to be careful about making them feel suffocated or like you are trying to control all of the decisions here. Let's just look at an overview and see if that helps us at all. Oh. Okay. Interesting. All right, so first of all, we have Two of Swords, which kind of makes sense. Well, first of all, I think that's really saying that you're caught between your heart and your head, or they are caught between their heart and the head, which would make a lot of sense if all of these cards are begging you for patience and self-discipline, yet this card shows up, and so does this card. It makes me feel like that they know, either their heart or their head knows that they need to be with you, or... what the fuck was I saying? Either their heart... It makes me feel like they're caught up in a like head and heart battle. Like they want to be with you. In their core, they want to be with you. They see good things with you, but there's something stopping them. And again, it's a head and heart battle. Because we also have this card, which makes me feel like this is kind of what they're dealing with. Self-destruction. There we go. So... and then we have this card, which is ultimately just the self-destruction card. So they're going through some shit. I'm willing to bet you guys are not even in a relationship. Again, oh my God. Okay, we have Temperance here. And in this deck, it's all about healing and renewal. And again, that patience. They have got to, okay. They have got to heal some. And I think that that's what this card is saying. Watch for strong signs to appear before you proceed. I think you need to be this person's friend. I don't think that they can handle anymore right now because they're going through some really serious stuff. And again, this energy could be flip-flopped and switched all around. But yeah, if you push and you, okay, wow, shit, dude, I just got cold chills everywhere. Ask yourself who this will help. If you extend this patience to this person and you practice your self-discipline and be who this person needs, not only is it going to help them, but it's also going to help you. Wow, that is so fucking deep. They're not ready. They're not ready and you can't push it, but they're gonna slowly give you signs when it's okay for you to push a little bit forward, push a little bit forward. But for the most part, you need to let them come to you. So I have pulled cards on if you leave and if you stay. So for the card, if you leave, we have death. So, fuck, dude. Okay. This is just meant to fucking be, and it's ultimately up to you and it's ultimately up to this person because we all have free will. But I feel like you guys have already settled up, you know, on the astral plane that you guys are going to work through this. You're going to help each other heal. Someone in this connection is really patient and can do it, this Justice card. And I also feel like, you or them, if it's switched, wants to see justice done for whoever is going through all of this. And I feel like that's where you're going to be able to pull it from. You're going to get due justice in your relationship as far as them kind of realizing that you are who that they want and need to be with. But you're also going to help this person heal so that they get justice with whatever it is that's holding them back. Look at that card, dude. Okay. If you leave, all of that progress is going to be done. All of that progress on your part and on their part is just, I think that this connection, whatever it is, if it's a friendship or a lover or what have you, you guys, it's so like weaved in and threaded in to make this work that if you bail out, if either one of you bails out on this, you're not going to literally die, but you're kind of going to metaphorically die because this is just so important to both of your life paths that, yeah, I mean, it's just gonna end. And then where are you gonna be? Where are they gonna be and where are you gonna be? Again, ask yourself who this will help. Who will staying around help? It's gonna help them. It's gonna help you. It's gonna help every fucking person that you ever run into ever again. You have to think about the chain of what these things are. And again, we have free will. So if you are not strong enough for that, or if you don't want to put up with that, you don't have to, but this is just a good look at what's happening. Now, also pull cards on what if you stay. And we have Nine of Pentacles, Four of Pentacles, and Seven of Swords. This is all very interesting because this card is all about secrets and deception, but mixed with these other cards and it being with where you stay, I feel like it's going to come to a point where all of the secrets that you guys have kept from each other, that they've kept from you, that you've kept from them as a byproduct of not knowing what the fuck is going on, they're all going to come out, and it's going to lead you to this place of control and being able to let go of desperately needing to protect the little piece of you that you think that you still have. It also, I feel like if you guys make it through this and you guys stick together, this is kind of going to turn into, I don't want to say a codependent relationship, but there's going to be a certain amount of possession in this relationship because you guys have went through so much together that, I mean, you're just like your thickest thieves. And then we have the Nine of Pentacles, which is a happy, healthy home situation. So if you stay in this connection and you do all of this work and you do all of the, what the hell? If you do all of this soul work and you have this patience and this self-discipline, and both of you are going to require patience and self-discipline in order to respect the other person. But what you guys are doing it's big, it's higher, it's from your higher selves. It's not petty earthly matters. It's something very, very real. And it's going to lead you to an absolute safe haven of a relationship where the possession is over the relationship, where it's like you guys would do anything to protect it, and you're going to learn how to respect each other. And then it's going to lead you to this beautiful, like, just absolutely beautiful, happy ending here. That is all that I have for this group, you guys. Thank you so much for joining me. If this did not resonate with you at all, please feel free to pick another number. And what was I going to say? Oh, as always, it was a pleasure to read your cards. And again, thank you so much. Number 3, first I want to give you a rundown of kind of like what we're doing here. I pulled a card for them and you, a definitive yes or no, an overview, and then what's going to happen if you leave and what's going to happen if you stay. Depending on the answer, it can kind of be helpful. Now, I wasn't very specific when I pulled the them and you energy card, so if it makes more sense to flip all this around, go ahead and do it. But okay, let's go ahead and see them, Queen of Staves, and you, Seven of Staves. Okay, wand energy here. So they're a very like intelligent and pragmatic person is what I'm getting from their energy. They're pretty like, I've got this. Now, Seven of Wands, on the other hand, is not like that. And I think if this is making sense with you, I feel like you're just kind of all over the place right now with everything that's going on. It's very, there's a lot of conflict and struggle. And I think that this is internal with you. However, this card is also a clear sign that if you focus and like kind of get your shit together, success is possible. I think maybe you need to get out of your head. If this was the sword, I would definitely say get out of your head, but we're going to just take a look and see what the rest of the cards have to say. For should you let this connection go, I have a yes. And then I also have conditions will be favorable soon. So makes me feel like you need to let this person go, but there's something that needs to happen before you can do that. With this being their energy, they're not thinking about it too much. They're kind of like sitting on their throne. They're like, whatever happens, happens. Especially coming out in this reading. It's not a bad person. It's just a person who's not thinking a whole lot about you. However, you're over here in absolute fucking turmoil over the whole thing. So let's look at an overview of the situation, because with this conditions will be favorable soon. I don't know what the situation is, but I feel like you cannot leave them yet, but soon enough, you'll be able to see a bigger picture and either find the strength or find the resources to be able to kick it out the door. So for the overview, okay, we have King of Cups, Queen of Pentacles, the Hanged Man, and Just for a Moment, Joy. Yeah, so I think a way that you're going to be able to get away from this is to start living in the moment. I don't think you're living in the moment. I think that you're living in your head, and I think it's kind of fucking you up. You need to return back to your center. Start doing the things that you loved to do. I think you gave up a lot, and that's part of all the conflict in this relationship. You kind of stopped letting your light shine. So just for a moment, and I think that's how you're slowly going to be able to pull yourself out of this funk that you're kind of in because of this situation. Don't think about it as an automatic life shift, like, bam, I was with this person, now I'm not, I don't know who I am. Just like, do one thing that you used to do. Do one thing that you love, and then do it again and do it again, and then collectively it will turn into time so that it's not so scary and not so overwhelming to think, well, what do I do now? The Hanged Man is literally sacrifice and letting go. I feel like it's gonna feel like a sacrifice to you. I feel like there's something about this connection that you genuinely love and you genuinely enjoy, but it's time, dude. It's time to let it go. I feel like this card represents you, and I feel like this represents where you're going. When you let this go, your king is waiting on you. In this deck, it's called Father of Cups, but it's also King of Cups, which is like the ultimate. Oh, just kidding. I don't want to say the ultimate, but like, he's a good guy. He's a good guy. He doesn't necessarily, he loves and he fears, basically. Like how do I even word that? He's very like open-minded, but diplomatic, like pretty serious, but also open-minded. And I feel like they're going to be your counterpart, and they're kind of waiting on you to be able to let all this go and shed this. Because you, on the other hand, Miss Mother, Queen of Pentacles, are very nurturing and grounded. I feel like you're a bit of a domestic person as well. Like, I don't think you're out partying until 3 a.m. I think you're ready to be at home. But yeah, that is what I have here. Let's see. I mean, as far as like how, because I feel like you guys need a clarifier on that. We talked about taking it moment by moment and starting to get back into the things that make you happy and center yourself. But let's see if we can get any more information on like how you can begin to move on, because you need to. How can they move on? What things? Oh. You just have to fucking do it. We have the Chariot, which means forward motion, fast. No, you have to find the knowing that this connection isn't serving you, and honoring that is what's going to help you move on. There is nothing holding you back except for that you're not doing it yet. You just kind of need to move on. I mean, we already know that you have some like dreamy man waiting on you, but let's see what else soul-wise can happen for you when you let this person go. I don't know if that was supposed to come out or not. Okay. Dance with life. Do something to change your energy. Trust the niggle. What is the niggling feeling trying to tell you? Trust your gut. You know, this is that same card in the other deck, just worded differently. It's really just saying, like, get back in touch with what makes you happy and what centers you, and then you'll be well on your way. But you gotta let it go. It's time. That is all I have for you guys, though. If this did not resonate with you at all, please feel free to pick another number. But as always, thank you so much for joining me, and it was a pleasure to read your cards today. Number 4, first I'm going to tell you a little bit about what we're doing. I have pulled a card on them and you, a definitive yes or no, an overview, and then what's going to happen if you leave and what's going to happen if you stay. I was not very specific when I pulled the them and you card, so if it makes more sense to flip it around, go ahead and do that. Now, this is interesting. For every other group, I pulled but one card for each of these. Well, for most of them, definitely for the energy part. But 2 came out for them and 2 came out for you. So for their energy, whoa, we have 7 of Cups and we have Power. I don't want to make any snap judgments because I don't know what the rest of the cards say, but to me, this says they were greedy because they wanted power over you. Okay. Yeah, I feel like this person, look at this bitch's face. I feel like the connection that you have, that this person has for you, is all about power. And this 7 of Cups is very just greedy almost, especially with these 2 coming out together and the energy of a person. I could be wrong. These other cards might make me look at it in a different way, but I'm not loving it so far. Could also just mean like daydreams. I don't know. I don't want to make my mind up about this person, but I'm not loving it. So let's see either your energy or their energy, but this is them, this is you. Okay, wow. All right. So with you, I think you feel like if you put in enough groundwork, if you do the work, you will be able to be good enough for them, and it's going to bring in this relationship to you with this person. And I feel like you've kind of like thought about that. I feel like this is sort of intertwined. I feel like this was a bit of a, I don't know exactly what this connection was, but I feel like you also are taking a lot of time fantasizing about what it would be like, and you knew to get this person, maybe you had to do groundwork, maybe you've done groundwork, maybe back when you guys were in communication, that's all you were doing, but nothing was quite good enough maybe. But that's what you're hoping for. You're hoping that by doing this and becoming this person, or becoming a person that this person wants to be with, then it would be enough and it would bring in this opportunity. But right now I'm going to pull cards on, should you bail on this connection? This makes me believe that I'm right. Okay, shit. We also have know that it will be a long process. I think that you really, really loved this person, and maybe they loved you, but not the right way. So I don't know if we can call it love. And I think that it created so much trauma in you that you have to let it go, but know that it's going to be a long process. I think that first you're going to have to pull the wool from over your eyes and see that this wasn't real. In fact, I'll be honest with you, it's reading a little predatory. Like, between this power card and all of this, I mean, and then look, this is like fucking with me, because look at her face and look at this like ghost silhouette thing kissing her, and she's just looking off into the distance like she knows what she's doing. I think that this person fucked you up, and it's going to take you so long to see that connection for what it was. And I think it's going to be really fucking painful for you. Like, exponentially painful, and such a long time of figuring out exactly what this person did, why they did it. And then once you get to that point and you're able to process that all, you're going to have to heal. You're going to have to heal so that you can move on with your life. Okay. Let's take a look at the overview of the situation. All right, so we have Two of Pentacles, Son of Wands, a lot of swords, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 8 of Swords, Heart of God, god damn, okay, all right, let me figure out how I'm going to say this. This connection has sucked all of your power out of you. This Son of Wands card here tells me that you are a very, very adventurous person. And charismatic. I feel like you're one of those people that can like absolutely light up the whole room when you smile. But then we have this card where it's essentially your power is being taken away. Just trapped and powerless. Almost like everywhere you turn, there's like an obstacle or a trap. And this person did this to you. Like, this person put you in this victim mentality and has kept you there. Fuck, like, please. Okay, calm down. But you can get out of it. You can get out of it because we have this chrysalis here. I think that you just have to take their power away from them. This is your life, man. Like, whoever you are, like, it's your fucking life. You have spent enough time under the control of this person. And let me just say this, it was nothing more than control. This is disgusting. these two cards coming out together, and to see what it's put you through, to see that you are this kind of person who is just so magnetic and beautiful, turn into this. But look. Oh, fuck. All right. We also have, I have these in my lap, sorry. Two of Pentacles, which is about balance and change. I think that you're ready. I think that on some level, some part of you knows that you need to move on, but I don't think that A, you know how. That's an abuser's tactic. But also, I think that you just know what a process it's going to be. And I think that on some level, you are trying anything. On some level, you know that this person did what they did to you. You know that they twisted your reality. And I think that there's something in your heart that absolutely refuses to accept that. That is going to have to be your first step, but you're ready. You're ready to make that step. I just don't know if you know it. Everything inside of your soul is screaming, it's time to move on. But you live here on earth, and this created trauma within your body and trauma within your mind, which then internalizes into your heart. Okay, so, oh, fuck. This is what's gonna happen if you leave. We have Three of Swords, the Tower, Six of Cups, Son of Swords, and Justice. First of all, I don't know if you can see this. There's people that we come across in our lives that teach us lessons, and a lot of times that is likened to being threaded to somebody. And there is all of this thread around these swords. So it's almost like she's, or he, has binded you to this fucking shit show. I am really sorry to all of you who have clicked on this group. I am so sorry. I cannot imagine being where you are. Fuck. Let me pull myself together. Hi, it's me, and I'm editing the video, and I just want to throw this out there because I know that I say that they use this thing to control and manipulate you. And I want to be very clear about what this person has done, because I think I allude to it a little bit, but they didn't hang it over your head or manipulate it with you as far as like, I'm gonna tell. I mean, maybe for some of you that happened. But more than anything, with the Mother of Wands, when that came out, it shows me that they kind of put up this, like, they were very, like, nurturing to you. And so when I say that they manipulated you with, oh my God, I'm sorry. I had to get drunk. When I say that they manipulated you with it, I don't mean in like a blackmail kind of way. I mean in like a, they saw that that was their in, and they saw that they had a doorway of control and of manipulation through this happening to you, and through the secrets that you told them, and through you being vulnerable with them. They saw that they could take that and twist themselves into a version that you needed to continuously fuck. They were just perpetuating the cycle of abuse that you experienced throughout your childhood. And while I'm at it, after watching this, I can just clearly see that, like, I still have these cards out, so I can clearly see that you are in a place with them through here, where you were vulnerable and you opened up to them. And I think part of taking your power back is going to be understanding that you felt this way with them because of who you were, like who you were with them. And until you are able to open back up to somebody, you're not going to be able to feel that again, because it's not them. They've essentially become a metaphor for everything that has gone wrong in your life. They're barely a person anymore, because it's almost like this giant web has been built that's like slowly attracted all the shit things in your life, and now that's what this person has become. And you have got to start to unravel that. And the only way for you to unravel that is to allow yourself to be open to somebody, because when you do that, I think you'll understand that more than anything, you were a different version of yourself with this person, but nobody's going to be able to compete with that, because it's on you. Like, it's up to you to be able to open up to somebody and be that version of yourself again. It really didn't have anything to do with this person. This person's manipulation allowed you to open up slowly to them, I think. And so you were just this different version of yourself that I think you're very attached to. And I think that the lesson here in this relationship is understanding that you can still be that person, that this person didn't make that person in you. You are that person, and it's up to you if you want to show that to somebody else and build something with somebody else. And I think that that's another reason why you're having such a hard time letting this connection go, because you don't know how, you haven't been able to figure out the missing ingredient of this connection versus all the other things in your life. But the missing ingredient is your willingness to be who you are. So I just wanted to clarify that, because it kind of just sounded like somebody was dangling something over your head. And I know that if you're watching this has got to be painful information to you, and I don't want to give you any reason to like be like, oh nope, that's not us, and back out of it, because it wasn't necessarily like that. It was more like this person used every piece of your life story to weave this web of, I know that they're not going to go anywhere, and they took full advantage of that. So there we go. But damn. All right. First of all, this card talks about your childhood, which leads me to believe something that happened in your childhood to you is connected to this person. And I think this person used that against you. In a way that nobody should. Or at the very least, used the fact that they knew this about you to control and manipulate you in this relationship. And it's really asking you to take your power back from everything that you lost in childhood and everything that this person has taken from you for the last however long. And it's gotta be hard. And I think when you realize what this person did, I think it's gonna kill you for a minute. Because we have, oh my god, I'm sorry, the Tower. And I think for so long you've built this to be something, and that's gonna come tumbling down when you see it. But on the bright side, we have the Justice card, so you know, again, on a soul level, what you have to do. and it's gonna work out. You have a whole life to live. And the universe will deal with this person appropriately, and if the universe doesn't, the afterlife sure as fuck will. We also have Son of Swords, which is a very like forceful and dynamic person. So you have all of the equipment that you need to move on. But I can clearly see why and how that's been so hard for you. I also pulled, who the fuck is we? It's me. This Heart of God Oracle card, and for you, the book that these cards come with, have a poem and everything in them, and I just really want to read this to you. I probably have snot coming out of my nose. Oh my god. You are a part of something profound, a divine calling and privilege. It is the role of inspiratrix or inspirator upon this earth, the women and men who have hearts capable of bliss. Bliss is what we feel when we let God in. The heart opens and we cannot speak for the sensation of it. It cannot be described. Great hearts can tolerate mystery. They can bear the enormity of the divine bliss beyond analysis and description and simply be. You don't have to do anything with it, you see. To be the inspiration is to have a heart open to the divine. It's a life calling. Your heart is an inspirational force to be loved, recognized, and protected for the precious catalyst of divine awakening that it is. Be led by your heart. God is in it, speaking through it, calling you forth to love, and the love that flows through your heart filters out through your toes, dripping out those beneath you as stars falling from heaven. This oracle holds a message for you, direct from the divine. You have a sacred purpose. You have a sacred purpose to fulfill upon this earth, and it's all sorted out. The situation, the issue, this awakening that you seek and are living even now is held lovingly in the hands of the divine creator. The creator says to you, leave it with me. It is all unfolding in perfection. I am alive in your heart, and I am your heart. Here's the little poem. When souls are touched with love sublime, and hearts unleashed the wonder found, a promise made somewhere in time of words that speak without a sound. In gratitude we transcend space and bless the gifts we can now keep, of thoughts caressed in soft embrace and eyes allowed in joy to weep. The moment song that we compose will leave this we'll leave this life with no regret and carry forth what we impose to chart again a course once set. For what we have is ours to own, each breath a step we measure sweet. Together now we wait alone and walk in peace, our hearts complete. You have a divine purpose. And when you have a divine purpose, your life is harder than most people's because we have deeper, fuck it, we've already cried together. You have deeper shit to go through because you've got to grow and escalate at a higher level. And it's fucked up and it sucks, but when you learn and do the work and figure out why these things happen to you, you become such a stronger person and you're able to move on from them and release them and step into who you are. I also pulled some cards on what it would be like if you stayed in this space, in this connection. And for that we have Five of Cups, which is grief and disappointment and not being able to see what's in front of your face because you're worried about what's behind you. And we have Mother of Wands, which tells me that if you decide to stay in this place, this person will enable it. I think that you do have some sort of like telepathic communication to a certain extent, because a lot of times we do with people that are here to teach us lessons, because if it wasn't that strong and it didn't feel that real, we would never learn the lesson from it, because the second we sniff bullshit, right, usually we're bailed out and we're gone. So if it doesn't feel real and you don't have that connection, there's nothing to hold you to it and to learn your lesson. And this person is not good. This person is not who you think that they are. I mean, this is a fucking snake on the card. And she'll let you stay there. And make you think that there's opportunity there. But she's a fucking snake. And she's not good. I mean, she's this person. I was disgusted with this person before I had my fucking meltdown. Because to look in the face at what this person has done, none of that is okay. None of that is okay. You've got to understand how much you're worth. That you are here for a reason, and that reason is divine. Please understand that. Because I don't know you. But I can feel you. And I can feel them. And I can feel what happened here. And you owe it to yourself to move on. And go get your happy ending. Wherever it may be, life will lead you to it. But you gotta let this shit go. I am all done. I'm fucking spent. If this didn't resonate with you at all, also my nose is running. Pick another number. I love you all the most.